Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving straight into that incredibly heavy, honestly mind-blowing finale of Whisper of the Depths Season 5. I mean, what a climax, right? It left so many of us completely speechless. We're gonna break down the actual cost of a world without pain, unpacking the exact moments and choices that made this ending so unforgettable. So let's jump right in. Think about this for a second. Would you give up your ability to feel joy just to guarantee you never feel pain again? It sounds like one of those late-night hypothetical questions, right? But for our protagonist, Akira, this isn't some theoretical debate. She gets violently thrust right into this reality at the start of the finale. She wakes up, and well, the world has already answered that question for her. So let's explore this world without feelings. The connection is no more. When Akira wakes up, it happens so quietly. There are no sirens, no dramatic explosions. She just instantly realizes that the profound, invisible emotional web that binds humanity together, it didn't just weaken, it's completely gone. Just a total, absolute emotional blackout. And when she runs out into the street, the pure horror of the situation really hits. People are just walking by, perfectly calm, but entirely hollow. Zero anger, zero joy, zero rush. It's this chillingly flawless status quo, where everyone is acting without a single trace of warmth. And honestly, the most heartbreaking part? She rushes to the ocean and finds Mio, the person she loves most in the universe. And Mio is just as empty. No warmth, no trembling, absolutely no recognition of the love they shared. To really wrap our heads around this tragedy, we have to look at how Ira explains it. Humanity wasn't violently robbed of their emotions by some external villain. It wasn't a curse, it was a surrender. Ira points out that feelings disappear not when they're taken away, but when people simply stop choosing them. Because, let's be real, feeling things is hard, it takes effort, and humanity, collectively, just stopped trying. Akira was literally the only one left still making that painful choice to feel.
Which brings us to the illusion of a perfect ending.
This is the central conflict of the whole season. On one hand, you have Kai. He's finally at peace, standing around with these empty people, basically doing nothing because, in his mind, everything that needed to happen has happened. Kai's view is, nobody suffers, this is a perfect ending. It is better than pain. He truly believes this painless, stable world is salvation. But then you have Akira, who pierces right through that comforting illusion. She looks at this world, a world with no suffering, sure, but absolutely no love, and drops a devastating truth. Nobody lives. Without feelings, you're not living. You're just existing.
Now let's talk about the cost of the system reboot.
Akira is told she can reboot the system, but the catch? The stakes are astronomical. She'll lose herself. She will forget Mio. She will completely cease to exist as herself and become a pure impulse. So, she can't just be an anchor holding the world together. She has to become the origin point, the actual beginning. She literally has to erase her own identity and memories to restart the emotional heartbeat of the universe.
And that leads us to Akira's final choice.
Before she makes her decision, Akira looks at Mio, and Mio just stares back with this complete, terrifying calm. Not an ounce of love. The source material makes it so clear that this empty gaze hurts Akira way more than any physical wound ever could. She closes her eyes, takes in the totality of the human experience, the fear, the joy, the warmth, the tears, and most importantly, Mio. And she realizes, even if pain is a part of it, I still choose this. She embraces the absolute necessity of pain, simply because it's the only way to experience love. What happens next is easily one of the most gut-wrenching scenes in the series. Akira steps up to Mio for this entirely one-sided goodbye. She says, "You don't remember me, but I remember you, and that's enough." Smiling through her tears, she touches Mio's hand one last time, and there is zero response. No spark, nothing. Akira has to pull all her strength strictly from her own emotional memories to take this final step. She turns to Ira and says she's ready. And Ira looks at her, and for the very first time in the entire story, Ira's eyes actually hold sadness. The exchange is tragically brief. "You will disappear." "I know." Then the ocean opens up. But it's not physical water. The text beautifully describes it as pure, boundless possibility. Akira takes a step forward and dissolves, not into the water, but into meaning itself. Let's look at the awakening of the world. The way this reboot rolls out is incredibly delicate. It doesn't happen in some massive flash of light. At the first second, there's nothing. But by minute 1, just a tiny, inexplicable feeling sparks somewhere. Fast forward to hour 1, someone smiles without knowing why. By hour 2, someone is crying, completely confused by their own tears. And by hour 3, 2 people look at each other and a gaze is deeply, meaningfully held. We get to witness this gorgeous slow-motion cascade of human reactions just flooding back into reality. Then the story zeroes right back in on Mio, still standing by the ocean. Suddenly, her heart drops. She presses a hand to her chest, a tear falls down her cheek, and she asks out loud, "Why does it hurt?" And then, pushing through that returned pain, this heartbreaking whisper escapes her lips. Akira? The connection is back, the pain is back, and with it, the devastating memory of the love she just lost. So Aira stands by the water, looking at this newly awakened world. The mission was a total success. Feelings have returned, the choice to feel has returned, life itself is undeniably back. But the cost was absolute. Akira is gone. The final scene leaves us staring at the quiet ocean. But, if you look really closely at the water for a long time, there's this very faint, lingering glow deep down, just a tiny glimmer, proving that someone is still out there, dissolved into the very meaning of the world. So I'm going to leave you with the story's haunting final question. If you can save the world at the cost of yourself, is that a choice or the only possible path? Whisper of the Depths doesn't hand us an easy answer here. Instead, it really pushes us to look at our own lives. What choices are we making when it comes to pain and love? Are we retreating into numbness, or are we actually brave enough to choose to feel no matter what it truly costs to live? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Let that final question really sit with you today.